Shalom, Israel. We're the I.S.U.P.K. Start off 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, where we teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians make up the 12 tribes of Israel. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Officer I.S.U.P.K and Officer YAHANNA. We're teaching the Sabbath services along with our brothers here, man. We're in Greenville, South Carolina. We actually join us here as we are. We're gonna do our Sabbath services, and we're gonna pick up from where we left off in Exodus, man, and we're gonna actually wait people get in the chat, and then we're gonna call up our first soldier here. The status registry. That's Macho. State your registry.
Kazamar, Bunny Howard, Bunny Shala.
Kazamar, Bunny Howard, Bunny Shala.
YAHANNA Brakatham.
YAHANNA Brakatham.
The scrolls. Shalom. That means turn and face the east. Shalom.
This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa.
Shabbat
Shemayah.
Shemayah.
Kodash. Hayah. Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malakoka.
Malakaka.
Taba'a.
Taba'a.
Matazayaka. Hayah.
Aisha.
Ma'arataza.
Ma'arataza.
Kawa.
Kawa.
Hayah. Bashemaya.
Bashemaya.
Nathan.
Lanawa.
Lakum. Call. Yawam.
Yawam.
Wasalak now.
Wasalak.
Kabawat now.
Now.
Kasalak now.
Kasalak.
Kabawat now.
Now.
Wala'ah. Taba'aya now.
Taba'aya.
Banasayawam.
Banasayawam.
Abo. Hayashaya now. Bayan. Rai. Kaya. Laka. Hama. Lawak. Hawala. Wahat Parf. It's like La'awalamyan. Aman.
What he said in Hebrew, we say in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In
In earth.
as it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day.
Our daily bread.
Our daily bread.
And forgive us our debts.
Forgive us our
And
debts.
Forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our
Lead
debtors.
us not.
Lead us not
into temptation.
into temptation.
But deliver us.
But deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
The power.
The power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
Forever.
And so be it.
So be it. This is the power. Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Babu Shah, Natalanawa, Haka, Larpa'a, Kamakala, Walaka, Madawa, Haka, Mataha, Hamaratazai, Ha Matazai, Ha Matazari, Haka, Lahakia, Hamakia, Haka, Al, Rakawa, Hatama Allah, Lagarisha, Bashim, Yahweh Shah, the water.
Aman. What he said in Hebrew, we say in the English. Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shai,
Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shai,
please give us the power.
Please give us the power
to heal.
Power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of disease.
All manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
Power to raise the dead.
Power to raise the
Power
dead.
against unclean spirits.
Power against unclean
To
spirits.
cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Oh.
Bless Israel. Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bahashim,
Bahashim,
Yahweh Shah, Wakanawa, Wayasha Allah, Wahayapaya, Sapari, Barak, Rapa'ah, Magan, Hagan, all of Israel.
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 All of Israel. Bahashim Yahweh Shah,
Hashem Yahushai.
the water.
The water. Aman. What he said in Hebrew, we said in English. Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shai.
Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shai,
Bless us.
bless us.
and Israel.
And Israel.
And the school.
And the school.
Bless, heal, shield, and protect.
Bless, heal, shield, and
our
protect
loved ones.
Our loved ones.
In the name of YAHANNA.
In the name of YAHANNA.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. This is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. I.S.U.P.K, Hahariah, Mahayan, Yaba'ah, Azariah, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Asha, Shemaiah, Wa'aratazah, Aliatan, Lamawat, Ragalika, Ayawam, Shamarka, Hannah, La'ah, Yanawam, La'ah, Wayasan, Shawamar, Yasra Allah, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Ali'ai, Yamyanka, Yawam, it's like it. Yawamam, Hashemah, La'ah, Yaka'ah, Wayarak, Balayalai, Yahweh, Yasamarka, Makar, Rai, Yasamar, Af, Napashka, Yahweh, Yasamar, Taza'atka, Wabawatka, Ma'ata, Wa'ai, Awalam.
What he said in Hebrew, we said in English. I will lift up my eyes
I will lift up my eyes to the hills.
Which cometh my help?
Which cometh my help?
My help coming from Yahweh.
My help come from
Which
Yahweh.
made heaven and earth.
Which made heaven and
He will
earth.
not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be
He
moved.
that keepeth thee.
He that keepeth
will
thee
not slumber.
shall not slumber.
Behold.
Behold.
He that keepeth Israel.
He that keepeth
shall
Israel
not slumber nor sleep.
shall not slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is my keeper.
The Lord is my keeper.
The Lord is the shade upon thy right hand.
The Lord is the shade upon thy right
The
hand.
sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not
nor the
smite
moon
thee by day,
night.
nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee.
The Lord shall preserve
from all
thee
evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy
The
soul.
Lord shall preserve thy going out.
The Lord shall preserve thy going
and
out and going in.
And from this time forth.
From this time forth.
And even forevermore.
And even forevermore. This is Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Adamaya, Lakad, Altakarash, Wa'al, that's a quat, Al, Kaya, Hannah, Awa, Yabarka, Yahama, Yawan, Ra'ash, Al, Amka, Ya'ariyam, Amwa, Sawada, Ayata, Ya'ai, Tazawa, Al, Tazapanyaka, Amor, also like it. Amor, Walaka, Walakakidam, Magawaya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham, Yasha Allah, Abada, Kaya, Nawa'atazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Aliyaka, Bariyah, Yakawa, Ahalia, Adawam, Wa, Yasama, Al, Yum, Mawa'aba, Wahagaria, Gabal, Wa'amai, Select. Wa'aimawan, Wa'aimawan, Wa'aimalak, Palasat. So let me figure out 1 minute. Yeah, us, I go. Yashabai, Tazawar, Gum, Ashawar, Nalawa, Aim, Hayawa, Zarawa, Labanya, Lawat, Salah, Aisha, Laham, Kamadian, Kasaya, Sara'ah, Kayabian, Banakal, Koyash, One, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayan, Da'ara, Hayawa, Daman, La'adama, Shaya, Damwa, Nada, Yamawa, Kara, Wakaza, Abba, Wakaza, Abak, Wakatazal, Mana'ai, Kal, Nasayamukwa, Ashar, Amrawa, Nayarash, Lanawa, Ath, Na'awath, Alahaya, Shaya, Damwa, Kagali, Kogat, Kakwash, Lapanya, Ra'aka, Ka'ash, Taba'aria, Wakalaba.
Wakalaba.
Talahat.
Talahat.
Harayam.
Hariyam.
Khan.
Khan.
Taradakma.
Taradakma.
Basaraka.
Basaraka.
Basa Iraka.
Basa Arika.
Wabasa.
Wabasa.
Wabatak.
Wabatak.
Dabaham.
Tabaham.
Mala'at.
Mala'at.
Panyaham.
Kwalawan.
Kwalawan. Waya.
Waya.
Bakwashwa.
Bakwashwa.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Yabashwa.
Yabashwa.
Waya.
Waya.
Bahalwa.
Bahalwa.
Adi Ai.
Ai.
Waya.
Waya.
Kaprawa.
Kaprawa.
Waya.
Waya.
Asalaki. Abadwa.
Abadwa.
Waya.
Waya.
Da'awa.
Da'awa.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Ata.
Ata.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Labarka.
Labarka.
Ayawan.
Ayawan.
Akaharataza.
What he said in Hebrew, we say in English. Keep not thy silence.
Keep not thy silence.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
O be still.
O be still.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
O loathe thine enemies.
Loathe thine enemies.
Tumult.
Make them tumble.
For they hate thee.
For they hate thee.
Slack it. For they hate thee.
For they hate thee.
Have lifted up their head.
Have lifted up their head.
They have taken crafty counsel.
They have taken crafty
Against
counsel.
thy people.
Against thy people.
Consulted against thy hidden ones.
And consulted against thy hidden
said,
ones. They have said,
Come. Let us cut them off.
Let us cut them off.
For the nation.
For being a
In the
nation.
name of Israel.
In the name of Israel.
May be no more.
May be no more.
In remembrance.
In remembrance.
For they have consulted together.
For they have consulted together.
With one consent.
With one consent.
They are confederate against
They are
thee.
confederate against thee.
Tabernacles of Edom.
Tabernacles of Edom.
Israelites.
Israelites.
Moab.
Hagari.
Paul. Ammon.
Amalek.
The Philistines.
Philistines.
Inhabitants of Tyre.
Tyre.
Sure also was joined with them.
Assur is also joined with them.
Open the children of Lot.
They have opened the children of Lot. Salah.
Do unto them.
Do unto them.
To the Midianites.
As unto the Midianites.
Syria.
As unto Syria.
Jabir.
As unto Jabir.
At the brook of Kissar.
At the brook of Kissar.
Which perish at Endor.
Which perish at Endor.
They become dung of the earth.
Come dung of the earth.
Their nobles like a ram.
Let their nobles like a ram. And like the
Yea, all the princes of Zabah.
Yea, all the princes of Zabah. And Azamuna.
Said, Come, let us take a house of Yahweh.
And let us take the houses of Yahweh
in possession.
In possession.
Oh my Yahweh.
Oh my Yahweh.
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
As a stubble before the wind.
As a stubble before the wind.
Fire before the wood.
And the fire burns the
Flame to
wood.
set the mountains on
As
fire.
the flame set the mountains on fire.
Persecute them.
So persecute them.
With thy tempest.
With thy tempest.
And make them afraid.
And make them
With
afraid.
thy storm.
With thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with
That they may
shame.
seek thy name.
That they may seek thy
Yahweh.
name.
O Yahweh.
Oh Yahweh.
And let them be confounded.
And let them be confounded.
troubled forever.
And trouble forever.
Yea.
Yea.
Let them be put to shame.
Let them be put to
And
shame.
perish.
And perish.
That men may know.
That men may know.
Thou whose name.
That thou whose name
Are
the Lord.
Is Yahweh.
Is Yahweh.
Are the most high.
Are the most high.
Of all the earth.
Of all the earth.
Sar. Let's turn back. Face and put the scrolls down. Blow the horn again from the shark.
It's lucky.
Sharpie good.
Hebrew 12 and 30.
Slash.
12.
Stand. It's locked. Reminded me. Make sure he get his last shower.
Shalom.
Last shower. Water drip. Now, Sharpie. All right, we're gonna pick up where we left off. Where do we leave off there, Sharp?
We at the book of Exodus, chapter 12 and verse 30 in the Hebrew Tanakh.
Let's go. Let's get 7 verses there, Trooper.
Okay.
Kazamar.
Right here.
You're gonna go to 36, right? Right, Sharp?
Yes, that's right. Come on, come.
Verse 36.
Do that.
Verse 30. All the way to 36.
Exodus 12, verse 30. Waya. Waya Kwam. Parah. Pariah. La Hawa Hawa'a Wakal Abad Yawa Wakal Matazariyam Watahaya Taza I Taza Aqua Gadala Bama Taza Rayam Kaya Ayah
Just go through it, mistake it all. Come on. Need some help.
Bayath Ashar Ayap Sham Math verse 31 Waya Korah Lama Shah Wala Ahra Laya La Waya Amar Kwawa Mawa Taza Awa Mata Wa Amaya Gum Atam Gum Benaya Yashar Allah Wala Kawa Abba Dawa Ath verse no, that's not it. Yeah. Ataya. What's it like? Yahweh. Kada. Bara. Come. Verse 32. Gum. Taza. Anakam. Gum. Bakwa. Rakam. Kwakwa. Ka'a. Kwa'asha. Dava. Ratham. Wala. Kawa. Waba. Raka. Thumb. Gum. Ataya. Verse 33. Wata. Kazak. Matazar. Rayam. Isle. Ha'ai. Lamahar. Lasha. Lasha. Lakam. Ma. Rataza. Kaya. Amar wa. Kala. Nawa. Mata. Yum. Verse 34. I'm going to 36. Wayasha. Ha'aim. Ath. Bataza. Kwawa, Taram, Thaka, Mataza, Thasha, Ratham, Taza, Rarath, Basha, Mala, Thum, Al, Shaka, Shakam, verse 35. Waba, Naya, Yasha, Rala, Yasharala, Aisha, Ashara, Kada, Bar, Kadabar, Masha, Waya, Sha'alawa, Mama Tazar Riyam, Kalaya, Kasat, Wakalaya, Zahab, Washa, Malath, verse 36. Waya, Hawa, Natha, Ka, Ha'am, Ba'ai, Yanaya, Matazar, Rayo, Waya, Sha'a, Lawayam, Lawam, Waya, Natazar, Lawa, Ath, Matazarium.
Coming on pretty well. Okay, where we at? Give me a verse 30. Read for me in the English some of what we're talking about here.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 12 and verse 30.
Right.
And Pharaoh rose up in that night, he and all his servants, and all the Egyptians. And there was a great cry in Egypt, for there was not a house where there was not one dead.
Yeah, and this is taken up from where we talking about the Passover, man. Did everybody know why there was no house in Egypt where there was not at least one dead? Anybody? I mean, you know, this was a great. This is like, I mean, if we go back and it goes back all the way back from the sacrifice. This is what the Passover was all about. Of course, we had the Passover. Anybody know why all the Egyptians had dead people in their house? Anybody know? And of course, we didn't. The children of Israel. Anybody? Go ahead.
Because for one, the Lord said he's going to smite the firstborn.
Going to smite the firstborn Egyptians, right?
Right.
And so, go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's going to smite the Egyptians. So Pharaoh, he saw. I mean, you think about it. When all of the firstborn are dead, you're talking about every house in Egypt.
Right.
It says, and Pharaoh rose up in the night, and all the servants, and all the Egyptians, and there was what cry?
Great cry.
And there was what? Read that again for me, Sharp. Around the middle. For there was not.
For there was not a house where there was not one dead.
That means that every house that the Egyptians had, those wicked African heathens that put us in slavery, the Most High took care of them, man. He killed a firstborn in the house. Why? Why did he kill the firstborn? Anybody know? We can reiterate this. This is a reiteration here. Why did he kill the firstborn? Go ahead. Anybody? Raise your hand, man. Why were the firstborn dying there? What was that about? Go ahead.
Was it to show his power?
Show his power. The firstborn. In other words, Moses, they had given all of the plagues on Egypt,
Right.
and Pharaoh wouldn't let them go. So Pharaoh would not let our people go, man. It was a simple thing, but he hardened his heart. So the Most High wanted to show that I'm God here.
Right.
I'm the man.
That's right.
I'm the original gangster.
That's right.
You know, you don't just come up here and just let my people go. I'm gonna show you you're gonna have to release them.
Right.
That's what this is saying. Read 31 for me, Sharp, if you could, Papa.
Verse 31. And he called for Moses and Aaron by night.
Right. By what?
By night.
By what?
By
He
night.
called for them by night. Now, isn't that strange? Why didn't he go for them in daytime? Why? Anybody? This is a unique story, man. A gangster, man. The Lord made Pharaoh go. Go ahead.
See, that reminds me of John 1:1. John 3:1. When the king of the Jews at that time went to Christ by night.
Right.
Understand? Because he was embarrassed if they see him in daytime.
That's the answer I'm looking for. He was embarrassed being a king that I gotta go. Listen, you gotta understand something. You must understand something. Do you think the president of the United States is gonna come to Commander General YAHANNA's house? He'll send for Commander General YAHANNA. Am I mistaken? Come on now, correct me. So this is embarrassing for him to have to go to Moses. God said, I'm going to make you, Moses, like a god.
That's right.
In other words, they going to come to you, begging. Finish reading up again, 31.
To Aaron by night.
Right.
And said, rise up and get you forth from among my people.
From among who?
My people.
From among my people. That lets you know that we are not Africans.
Right.
Read that for me again, Babu Shah, and let you
Verse
know that
31.
we are not the stinking, dirty Africans that people think that the blacks, the
Right.
Hispanics, and Native Indians. We're not Africans. Read that 31, because Pharaoh said it, came out of his own mouth. Read for me, Babu Shah.
Verse 31. And he called for Moses and Aaron by night.
Right.
And said, rise up
Right.
and get you forth, or it's like it, and get you forth from among my
From
people.
among my people, man. You ain't my people. Thank God. Go ahead, finish read.
Both ye and the children of Israel.
Yeah.
And go serve the Lord as ye have said.
Right. So he said he made a distinction. He said, as if we don't know. Even Pharaoh, the heathen African, said, rise up and get ye forth from among my people, both you and your children of Israel. Did he not? Finish reading for me, Babu Shah.
Verse 32. Also take your flocks and your herds, as ye have said, and be gone, and bless me also.
Right. In other words, it would bless the Pharaoh to get out of Dodge, get away from me, man. Because you done killed our, you done polluted our land by not polluted. You done cursed our land even further by putting blood and flies and what else? Lice and you name it, man. Frogs. And then so we can't take no more. Now you done killed my people. Finish reading. Verse 32, where you at?
Verse 33. And the Egyptians were urgent upon the people that they might send them out of the land in haste. For they said, we be all dead men.
Right. In other words, what he's saying here that, listen, if we don't hurry up and get y'all out of here, you done killed the firstborn. We sitting up here with our wise men sitting up scratching their head with boils. And said, we can't take no more of this.
Right.
Get out of this land. Of course, we're reiterating here, talking about the Passover. That's why we celebrate. Finish reading.
Verse 34. And the people took their dough before it was leavened.
Right. Took the dough before it was leavened, man. And then finish reading.
Their kneading troughs being bound up in their clothes upon their shoulders.
Right, just like Commander General YAHANNA said, they had already packed their kneading trials, man. They took, in other words, the Most High was saying, all right, Moses, this is what I want you to do. And Egypt, the children of Israel, the people of Israel, us, they took the dough, man, before it was leavened. Right?
That's right.
They took unleavened bread before it's rise. In other words, they couldn't knead it if they wanted to. The kneading trials, like a curve-shaped table where you roll it back and forth, aerating it, putting all that air so it can rise.
That's right.
So they had already packed this. In other words, they trying to, and urgent, get out of here. Finish reading for me.
Verse 35. And the children of Israel did according to the word of Moses, And they borrowed of the Egyptians jewels of silver and the jewels of gold and raiment.
I like how they do it. I like how the Most High put this.
Yeah.
They borrowed it. Finish reading, Bob's Club. Finish read that.
Verse 36.
Uh-huh.
And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians.
Gave what?
Favor.
What?
Favor.
That means that the Most High made the Egyptians look bad. In other words, say, I'm going to borrow it. In other words, it's like you're a gangster. Like you done spoiled him, right? If I come up to a Cosmo and say, here, let me borrow this. Take it off his head. Don't ask him. As a matter of fact, you can take it off, just snatch it off of him, right? And the Lord gave the people favor. In other words, how do you give a person favor? You show up the opponent. You leave the opponent sitting there with nothing but rags on. And you took their jewels and what else? Their jewels, and they go read verse 35 for me again, Baba Gashah.
Verse 35.
30, yeah, 30, what, 35? 30, 30?
Yeah, 35.
35. Let me show you what they took.
And the children of Israel did according to the word of Moses.
Right.
And they borrowed of the Egyptians jewels of silver and jewels of gold.
As if I'm going to give it back.
Right.
That's how we look at word, but that ain't what this said. I'm borrowed of the Egyptian jewels and silver, jewels of gold. Now this is the real thing. All right, go finish reading.
Verse 36, and the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians.
Right. So that they what?
In the sight of the Egyptians,
Right.
so that they lent unto them such things as they required.
Right. And they what?
And they spoiled.
They
the
what?
Egyptians. They spoiled.
They
the Egyptians.
what?
They
The
spoiled.
Bible say, what does it mean to spoil somebody, man? What does that mean? That means, go ahead, anybody? To spoil. When you spoil something, something spoiled. When you spoil a nation, you rob. Let me help you out. You rob, you take, go ahead, sis.
When you ruin it.
Son?
When you ruin it.
That's right, you ruined them. When you spoil a nation, you take them. You take their jewels, their women, but in this case, they didn't want the woman. They took the what? This Bible says right here, they took the jewels, the silver, and the gold, and they spoiled them. In other words, you ever hear about like when people come in and they take the spoils of war? And what'd you say, sis? They what?
They ruin it.
They ruined them. They're ruined, man. Their land is ruined. Their people are shamed. And I like how the Lord looked and say they lent it to them. As if they were going to take back here. We can have this back another day.
Right.
In other words, the Lord is a gangster, man. He's letting them know that my people going to take this. And they're going to walk out of here and me leave you spoiled. Am I right?
That's right.
That's what this is saying. So where we at now? Verse
We back to the Hebrew tonight.
back to the Hebrew tonight. We go back to the Hebrew. And of course, we're talking about the Passover, how they, Exodus, how they got out of Egypt, and we took all the spoils. Okay, we ruined that nation, man. All right?
All right. This Exodus.
You're going to read from, 37 to 43? Okay, go ahead.
This is Exodus 12 and 37. Wayah I.S.U.P.K. But Naya Yasha Rala Mara Ima Sasa Saka Tha Kasha Sha Ma'awath Allah Raga Laya Haga Bara Yom Labad Mapa Matap. Verse 38. Wagam I rod Allah I thought what is that? Waba Kwa Makwa Na Kabad Tha'ad. Verse 39. Waya Apawa Ath Haba Tazak. Ashar. Hawa Tazak. Ya'awa. Mama Tazak Raya. Agath. Matazak Wath. Kaya. La'a. Kama Tazak. Kaya. Gora Shawa. Yama Tazariyum. Wala'a. Yakalawa. Laha Thamaha Tha. Wagum. Tazada. Tazada. La'a. Ashawa. Laham. Verse 40. Wama. Washad. Washada. Dawaya. Yashar. Yasha'al. Ashar. Yasha. Bawa. Bama Tazariyum. Shala. Yum. Shana. Wa'a. Roba'ai. Ma'a. Wath. Shawa. Shawa. Verse 41. Waya. Haya. Waha. Haya. Makwa Taza. Shala. Shayam. Shana. Wa'a. Rabai. Ma'awath. Shana. Waya. Haya. Ba'ai Tazam. Haya. Wam. Hazaha.
Yeah, the first one.
Hazah. Right. Yataza. Awa. Kal. Taza. Ba'a. Wath. Yahweh. Ma'a. Wataza. Watazarium. Verse 42. Layal. Shema. Rayam. Hawa'a. Laya. Hawa. Laha. Wataza. Ra'am. Ma'a. Wataza. Wataza. Rayam. Hawa'a. Hala. Yala. Hazah. Laya. Hawa. Shema. Rayam. Lakal. Banaya. Yasha. Rala. Lada. Ratha. Yeah. Verse 43. Waya. Amar. Yahweh. Al. Masha. Wa'a. Harap. Haran.
That is.
Haran. Za'ath. Kukwath. Hapa. Hapasak. Kal. Ban. Oh yeah, Ban. Nakar. La'a. Ya'a. Bawa.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Good.
Verse 37.
Pick it up for me on 37 there, if you could, for me in the English there.
It's the book-
Shah.
This book of Exodus, chapter 12 and verse 37.
Right.
And the children of Israel journeyed from Ramesses to Succoth.
Right.
About
Ramses and Succoth is those are places in Egypt. Go ahead.
about 600,000 on foot that were men, beside children.
Right. Read that again.
About 600,000 on foot
Right.
that were men,
Right.
beside children.
That's a lot of people. 600,000 on foot that were men. That's men. And then, of course, you include their wives or just women and even the children. You're talking about close to 1 million folk up in there. You know, you're talking about a whole lot of folk that came out. And you can imagine Moses had a big task, man, to take the people, because it's time to get out of Egypt, man.
That's right.
It's time to get out of there, man. It's time to get away from people who won't. If you ain't got the common sense enough, you got a dead body sitting up there on the bed, you know, firstborn dead, and they ain't got sense enough to get out of Egypt. You know, it's time to leave people like
Right.
this.
That's right.
You know, it's time to leave people that ain't got sense enough to get on out of there. I mean, that's what this is. You know, and Moses, and you talking about plagues and flies and lice and boils. You know, and Pharaoh, it's time to get away from these people, man. It's been time to get away from them. The Lord just made it more magnanimous to let and show that He is God.
That's right.
Okay, finish reading for me,
Right.
Papa Bishop.
Verse 38.
Uh-huh.
And a mixed multitude went up also with them,
Right,
and flocks and herds, even very much cattle.
right,
Verse 39.
right.
And they baked unleavened cakes of the dough
Uh-huh.
which they brought forth out of Egypt,
Mm-hmm.
for it was not leavened.
Yeah, it was not leavened. They baked unleavened. You know, this is what we did during the Passover. This is the commemoration. This is what we did when you take unleavened bread, man. This is just what the Most High said. Every day, that's what a feast of unleavened bread is about.
That's right.
Every day you should take the unleavened bread and eat a piece of unleavened bread.
That's right.
And take, and you know, this is, they had 11 cakes, man, a little small, and they ate so much of it, like General Muhammad said, they ate so much of it, man, till, you know, I'm pretty sure they got tired of it. Any comments over there? What we got?
A lot. We got people checking in to the class.
Good. Who we got?
We got Trooper Rossazak.
Razak. Good.
We got young man Marcus Harris.
Yeah, Marcus. All right.
We got Aquaf Zamara.
Zamara. Okay.
We got and that's it for right now.
Good. Glad to have them in class, man. As people of our South Carolina here, you know. But when they bake unleavened cakes, man, and dough which were brought forth out of Egypt, man. This is what they had. This is what they ate. It was not leavened. The Bible emphasized that because it means that, you know, the Most High will cut you off, man. In other words, he didn't want you to, because look, you had to do this in haste.
That's
They
right.
didn't have time to go and knead something. The
Right.
Lord is smart, man. You didn't have time to go knead bread. You had to take that bread, and we've practiced this, and we've done that, as a matter of fact, and put and got unleavened bread, and put
That's right.
it and we've eaten it. Every day you have to eat a piece of unleavened bread. And what else? You gotta get all the leavening out of your house, right?
That's right.
To make sure that we do that. Get all the leavening out of our house. And we make sure we did that. We made sure that we practiced that. I mean, when Commander General YAHANNA was saying, I'm sorry, not Commander General YAHANNA. General YAHANNA. Commander General YAHANNA said that this is what we had to do. This is what we had to do as a people. And General Muhammad said, you know, you take this bread also, and you know, might have a garage. Well, go take it. He took his out and put it in the garage. General Muhammad says, and put it in the garage, and that took care of a lot of. And he used it again later on after the time of unleavened bread was over, man. So you know that's what we did.
That's right.
So they baked unleavened bread and cakes. Then what? You at verse 39.
Yep, middle 39.
Right.
So like and they brought forth out of Egypt, for it was not leavened.
Right.
Because they were thrust out of Egypt
Right.
and could not tarry. Neither had they prepared for themselves any
Victuals.
victuals.
Any victuals. Read that again. Let's read that again now. Verse 39.
Okay, verse 39.
Break it down here.
And they baked unleavened cakes
They-
of the dough,
Bake these unleavened cakes. Right.
which they brought forth out of Egypt, for it was not leavened, because they were thrust out of Egypt, and they could not tarry, neither had they prepared themselves any victual.
Right. And the victuals, I mean, in other words, no other foods. But look that word up. Somebody look up, Shaw, look up that victual officer.
Oh, victual.
Yep. VICTUAL, victuals. If I'm not mistaken, I mean it's like provisions or food, you know, victuals. Something to eat. You know, victuals. Look that up. Anybody, whoever get it first. Both y'all give me all the definitions there. Victuals. Uh-huh. What you got? Victual.
Victuals.
VICTUAL.
Yeah, victual. This is out of the Oxford Language Dictionary
All right.
definition of victual,
Yeah, victual.
food or provisions.
Food and provisions, like I thought. Yeah, it's food, man. In other words, the Most High was saying the only food that they were to take out of there is that unleavened bread, eating it.
Right.
The cakes, right? That's what the Lord said. The Lord is very explicit, man. In other words, no other victuals, man.
Right.
No other victuals that they were to take out, man. This is what they were supposed to take, and this is what they were supposed to eat. So the Lord, if you took anything and you ate any other victuals besides that, in other words, you see anybody in there packing any nuts and berries and what else, steak,
Cheese bites.
hiding some what do you call them, beef jerky? Most yeah, some old molded cheese. Most High's gonna jump, you know. Go ahead.
I expect Israelites macaroni and cheese,
Macaroni and cheese.
making a plate to go.
Making a plate to go. I think I just packed this in my saddle, my camel over here. And instead of unleavened bread, I think I just pack some, make me a little plate that I had left over, you know. Moses wouldn't mind, you know. What does the text of the Bible say? The Lord sees everything, man.
Right.
You know, he sees everything. Find that for me, Bobby Joe. He said the Most High sees everything. He ain't playing around, man. He said, make no victual, make no other provisions, but he says, and they prepare for them. It says, and could not tarry. Neither had they what?
Neither
Had
they prepared for themselves any victual.
any victuals, man. And in other words, don't take nothing else. Because I didn't ask you to take nothing else.
That's right.
But I didn't ask you to take no macaroni plate you had from the other night. I didn't ask you to take no collard green spoiled over there in the corner. I didn't ask for you to take no piece of beef jerky, whatever, you know. Because this is the Most High and all of, you know, this not to mention this, you gotta understand, man, when the Lord says something, he mean this. He's being very clear and concise about what he's saying, man. You know, finish reading for me, Baba Shah, verse 40.
Verse 40.
Uh-huh.
Now the sojourning of the children of Israel who dwelt in Egypt
Right.
was 430 years. Good.
Read that again. Read that again.
Salakia, verse 40.
Right.
Now the sojourning of the children of Israel,
Mm-hmm.
who dwelt in Egypt,
Right.
was 430 years.
430 years they packed up in there in Egypt. Packed up in there. 430 years. They packed up. Go ahead.
Salakia. What scripture say? There's nothing new under the sun.
Nothing new, bro.
Nothing new. How long we been in captivity?
Same thing. That's why the prophecy's there.
It's coming to an end.
It's all coming to an end, man. 430 years they packed over here in wicked. Go ahead. What you got for me, Baba Shah?
Proverbs 15:3.
Right, read that.
The eyes of the Lord are in every place,
That's right. That's-
beholding the evil and the good.
That's right. That's the Most High. That's right. Give it up for that officer right there. That's what the Most High is saying. You can't hide from the Lord. When He tell you to take only unleavened bread and no other victuals, read that for me again, Baba Kashab. The eyes of the Lord. What?
The eyes of the Lord are in every place.
That's right.
Beholding the evil and the good.
Beholding
That's right.
the evil in every place. Beholding the evil and the good.
That's right.
You know, you don't just come up here and thinking that you gon' like there were two men that were the Lord said give up your tithes, and the two men held them back and they dropped dead.
Dang.
You don't play with the Lord, you know, that's a whole other story. But that's why I have read that for me again, Papa Char. I like that text, man. You can't hide from the Lord. Go ahead, read that again for me, Papa Char. Right.
Proverbs 15 and 3.
15 and 3. Read.
The eyes of the Lord are in every place.
Right.
Beholding the evil and the good.
Beholding the evil in every good. The eyes of the Lord in every place. Man, you got angels out here, man. The Most High. In other words, this is the point. You cannot run. You can't even hide from the Lord. When He says to do something, He don't mean for you to do anything else except for what He told you to do. That's the whole point. All right, finish reading for me, Baba Kashab.
Verse 40. Now the sojourning of the children of Israel who dwelt in Egypt was 430 years.
Stayed up in there 430, bro.
Hey,
430, a long time to be up there hung out with some heathen Africans, right?
that's right.
That's a long time. Finish. Read for me again. Read for me 41.
Verse 41.
Right.
And it came to pass at the end of the 430 years,
Right.
even that self same day, it
Right.
came to pass
Right.
that all the hosts of the Lord went out from the land of Egypt.
All of the host of the Lord went out from the land of Eden. It came to pass after the 400. It was time.
That's right.
And that's why you better get yourself together. It's time. The Most High is this Babylon is fallen. It's like synonymous with Egypt.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
That's
That's all
right.
I said over here. It's like it's the same thing, man. It's time to get out of this place, man. It ain't no time to be playing around, sitting over here playing wicked games, man.
Right.
This ain't no time. This is the time the Most High is coming with these chariots.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Oh, so lucky I was finish on. You had a
No,
comment.
go ahead.
Comment. We had a comment.
Yeah, go ahead.
Brother, young man Marcus said, "His will shall be done."
That's right. Clap it up for Mark.
Right.
Clap it up for Mark. You keep standing in class, Mark. You're gonna get your name, man. You know, you keep standing in class, but His will, that's right, exactly right. The Most High ain't playing around, man. When He says something, that's what He means.
That's right.
That's what He means, you know. Officer Bond, you coming?
Yeah, come.
Yeah, we're gonna have make room here for Officer Bond. Come up here, class. God, sir.
Get the brothers a hand, give Sean a hand. The brothers up here holding down Sabbath service. Most High in Christ. I'm gonna let y'all brothers go back to where y'all was at.
All right, come, sir. See, well, we were on verse 40, sir.
That's 40,
Mm-hmm.
13 to 40.
Okay.
Oh, 12 to 40.
Come 40, sir.
Okay.
Now the sojourning of Egyptians, well, 41 actually. We'll go back to 40. Now the sojourning of the children of Israel who dwelt in Egypt was 430
Like
years.
the brothers were saying, we had been in Egypt for 430 years, man. And like they were bringing out, they were showing the comparison on how our slavery in Egypt is no different than our slavery in America.
That's right.
It's about the same equivalent of years, man.
Right.
The same thing we went through Egypt is the same thing we're going through in America.
That's right.
You know, at some point in time, after being in that kingdom for so long, some of our people had maintained a high position in Egypt, just like Joseph did. Joseph had a high position in the land of Egypt until they forgot about him. And then they start coming down hard on us and treating us as slaves. But you had some of our people that were still, you know, at a high position in Egypt, no different than in America. Did y'all brothers break down 38? You still need to break down on.
Yeah, break down 38 for me, sir.
It's 38. Okay,
Uh-huh.
come. We can go to. Is it 38 or 39?
We can go by 38, talking about mixed multitude, sir. I'll read it.
Okay, come.
I'll go back to 37. And the children of Israel sojourned from Ramesses to Succoth, about 600,000 on foot, that there were men besides children.
Right.
Verse 38. And the mixed multitude went up also with them.
And the mixed multitude is just those Egyptians that mingled themselves along with us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you got to understand something. We were in the land of Egypt, and you had brothers that had Egyptian wives, sisters that had Egyptian husbands. That's why when we started to establish the nation of Israel, we had to kick them out.
Right.
We had to get them out from amongst our people because we needed a pure nation. The Lord didn't want us to be mingled amongst these heathens.
Right.
It'd be no different when we come out of America. If you are a heathen, you are not going to be with the nation of Israel. It ain't going to be no mixed multitude. You know, you got some disgusting fake Israelite groups who think the mixed multitude means everybody can be accepted. You know, they're like, what a mixed multitude, and that gives them an excuse to sleep with white women.
Lord have mercy.
Right, and listen, it's no mixed multitude.
No.
When you read more into the scriptures, you see how we separated the mixed multitude from us. You know what I'm saying? We made sure we got the Egyptians away from the children of Israel. We needed our bloodline to be pure, and that's why the Most High does not condone us sleeping and marrying these heathens.
That's right.
And we are a separate people. We are a holy people.
That's right.
It's like you go
So
ahead.
clap it up for that brother. Officer, that's what I was with. I didn't want to make sure because, but that makes sense, sir.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Young man.
We're back at verse 41.
Come.
And it came to pass at the end of the 430 years, even the selfsame day, it came to pass that all the hosts of the Most High went out from the land of Egypt.
Right. What does the word host mean? Does anybody know the definition of the word host?
It just means all of the people involved.
Right, right. All of the hosts of the Lord, all of the people of the Lord
Right.
left from the land of Egypt. We left from the land of Egypt, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They got records showing that there was a mass exodus out of the land of Egypt. Like, the Bible is the #1 book on the earth right now.
Damn right.
If you look up the top selling book, it's always been the Bible.
That's right.
Because everybody thinks they knows it. Everybody think they know the Bible, all your Christian pastors and everything. But even your historians can go back and confirm that there was a mass exodus out of the land of Egypt by a nation of people that they hate to mention. But that nation of people that left the land of Egypt were blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
That's right.
Coming out of captivity. You can go ahead.
Right, right. It is the night to be observed until the Most High for bringing them out of the land of
And
Egypt.
this is the night to be observed from the Lord bringing us out of the land of Egypt. Go ahead.
This is the night of the Most High to be observed of all the children of Israel in their generations.
Right, and this is talking about the Passover, right?
COMCAST, sir.
Right, this is the Passover, man. We celebrated the Passover in Cocoa Beach, Florida. Get a Lord a hand for that, man. That was a glorious Passover, man, for brothers and sisters, man, to come and serve the Lord. And this is supposed to be a tradition that is supposed to be passed down from generation to generation. And guess what everybody else did? Celebrated Easter. Went and put your kids on the lap of a man in a bunny costume. But praise to the Lord, he had clothes on.
Lord have mercy.
Sitting in there with the bunny outfit on, naked, with your child on his lap. Like to get him an egg. You got
It's like it, sir. I was riding down the street over where I live, and I really couldn't believe I was still watching people observing Easter egg hunts. I was dumbfounded, really. I was like, I cannot believe our people. It was our people. I cannot believe we're still over here hunting purple and green and yellow eggs. For what? You know, I just couldn't believe. I sat up there and I said to myself, I was driving down the street, I couldn't believe it. But that's how our people are. We're destroyed, man. We're destroyed.
Even piggybacking on what Kazak said, like, you know, you got marijuana smokers and homosexuals saying, man, it's 2022, everybody smoking, everybody, you know what I'm saying, homosexual, but why are y'all still, it's 2022, why are you celebrating Easter?
Right, exactly.
And like you said, you got the weed heads. They celebrating Easter. They getting high and eating all the damn Easter eggs. Good night. And you know what was crazy? I wondered why there was a shortage on eggs. Cause I was like, me and my dad went to the store and it was like eggs are limited. I was like, why eggs limited? And it never dawned on me that it's because people out here celebrating Easter.
Out here celebrating Easter.
We home.
Huh?
We home.
Yeah, we are hungry.
Nah.
Brothers in this school could cook those eggs.
Hey.
We eat scrambled eggs with cheese. We like eggs.
Right.
It's like you go ahead. That was the last scripture on it, or?
Where we at? You remember? What did you stop on? What did you stop off on?
41 is it?
41? Okay, well, yeah, let's get back. You want to get back to the knock, right?
Come.
Go to 42.
Oh,
start.
so like, so he's talking about cost. Oh, he started at 43.
43, okay, it's locked. 42. It is the night to be observed unto the Most High for bringing them out of the land of Egypt. This is the night of all the Lord to be observed for all the children of Israel and all the generations. Verse 43. And the Most High said unto Moses and Aaron, this is the ordinance of the Passover.
This is the what?
The ordinance of the
This is
Passover.
the orders of the Passover, man.
Okay.
This is what you're supposed to be doing. You're not supposed to be gathered in a stupid church with their homosexual, child molesting, snake skin wearing pastor of yours, man. They make so much money on Easter.
Right,
They make like what they call it? Well, you looking like you Easter Sunday fresh
right.
with the fresh. It's like with the fresh. Oh, that suit, them suits, man. I'm talking about everybody got the best suits. Like your uncle a crackhead, but his suit is nice as hell that day. He's like, Uncle, you clean up real good. I sure do. I appreciate it. And 5 minutes out of church, he's stuffing a crack pipe with crack with the suit on. That suit ain't fresh no more. And that goes to show you the stupidity of the Christian church, man. They're not fixing anybody. People can come in there and celebrate Easter and think they're celebrating the Lord, and then leave right out of church and go smoke crack and weed. Get drunk. What everybody having the Easter cookout right after that? They had a cookout, and guess what? Same uncle with that suit on gonna be getting stumped out by his nephew. You know what I'm saying? For stealing $20 from him. Why he got the suit on? You got it out.
This is the ordinance of the Passover. There shall no stranger eat thereof.
Right, and that stranger has a different meaning to it. Sometimes stranger can mean somebody that's from the nation of Israel,
Right.
and sometimes stranger can mean, a heathen.
Right.
You gotta understand something. The Bible was written by black men, Latino men, and Native
Right.
Indian men.
Right.
Our words don't mean the same thing.
Right.
That's why so-called oppressors, these Caucasians, they don't understand what we say when we talk sometimes.
That's right.
You was like, yo, that's my dog right there. And they look on the ground literally for last. What you doing? Oh, you said that's your dog right there. I was trying to find him. Nah, that's my dog. That's my homeboy.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
hey, I'm about to go to the crib. They think you talking about the baby.
Right.
Nah, that's my house.
Right.
Like, they don't understand how you speak. You had something? Sorry, you want?
We got a comment from young man Marcus Harris.
Okay.
He said they were 9 times out of 10 bring forth a false prophet, saying he's a man of God, talking smooth, but would tell you to not follow the commandments.
Right, good. Like, that's the worst right there. Like, how can a man call himself a man of the Lord, but he's telling you not to follow the Lord? He's like, I'm a man of God, but the commandments are done away with, and then it's a collection plate right in your face. You know what I'm saying? Like, wait a minute, what we doing here? Oh, we paying tithes, but that's in the commandments. That you better not say that in church, because guess what? You're gonna see a bunch of suits come up to you and be like, hey, can we talk to you in the back? And they are gonna beat the hell out of you in the back. You making people not pay their tithes. Yeah, they gonna throw you out the back of the church.
Indoctrinate you.
Yeah, that's it. That's right. That's right, because they gonna indoctrinate you, man. That's what it is. It makes no sense in these churches. They tell you not to pay your tithe. They tell you the laws are done away with, but then they still want you to pay tithes. They still keep the 10 commandments. Like, we went over a class telling you the only reason why the nation of Israel only got 10 commandments is actually 600 something commandments. Thou shalt not do this, thou shalt not this. Even when it says a man should not wear what pertaining to a woman, and a woman shouldn't wear not what pertaining to a man, that's a commandment.
Right.
Like, it's more commandments than what you think. The Christian church just trying to make it a little easy for you. That's it.
Right. And it says, if I may, sir,
Come on, you got it.
it
Up.
says, there shall no stranger eat thereof. Just talking about those heathens, man.
That's it.
Those Africans. And then, you want to make sure None of those people that the Most High had to be very precise and concise about what he was saying to keep people thinking that, oh, this is my Passover too. This is only meant for the children of Israel. The Bible says it. It says exactly. That's why it brings out the multitude and tell you who these people are and tell you that, okay, therefore shall no stranger eat thereof. The Most High is letting you know exactly what this is for.
Right.
So you won't be, so our people won't be deceived.
Right, and that's one thing that's always been a problem with this, man. That's one thing that's been a problem. We always have liked to show love to all these other nations but ourselves.
Right.
And the Most High has always, time after time, had to explain to us not to do things when it comes to these other nations.
Right.
Like a stranger should not eat thereof. Like if you leave it up to some of our people, we so generous and so compassionate, we'll give everybody a damn plate. Are you African? Yes, brother. Give him a plate. Lord said, don't give no place to no strangers.
Right.
And guess what those mixed multitude were doing? They didn't get to eat of the Passover. They didn't get to eat
Exactly.
the lamb. They didn't get to eat the unleavened bread.
That's right.
Like, imagine being an Egyptian. Well, I ain't gonna say imagine, but imagine how those Egyptians look watching us, the nation of Israel, keep the Lord's feast day, and they had to stand off in the far back just watching us eat lamb. You know how delicious that lamb is?
That's right. That's right.
That lamb was delicious at the
That's
Passover.
right. Exactly.
I ate so much unleavened bread. Yikes. Like, ate so much unleavened bread. Imagine us back then just eating that, and they are not being able to partake in that. They were strangers, man.
That's
There are
right.
two different type of strangers in the Bible.
That's right.
You got it up.
Yes, sir. I think we're going to go back to the Tanakh 44.
Come on, we're going back to the Tanakh.
You want to call up somebody else, or you want to finish reading?
Uh,
Or you want? Are you good?
yeah, we can go ahead and read it.
Okay.
We're going to read it in Tanakh. Come.
It's not.
You have one to step up, sir? You want to?
Well, you
Come,
got
come, we're gonna
Shar,
go.
you got Shar, either one.
We're going to go ahead and switch out. Brother going to step forward. State your registry.
Sharp on Yahweh, on Yashrala.
Sharp on Yahweh, on Yashala.
Yahweh Shem Shabakathum.
Yahweh Bashem Yahshua Brakatham.
Let's see, what we're at 12:44.
12:44.
Yeah, that's what it was. Sharp 12:44.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 13, and verse 44 out of the Hebrew Tanakh. Wakal, abide. Salakia. Ayash. Salakia. Makonath. Kasap. Wama lata. Atawa. Nice. Azah. Ya'akal. Bawa. Verse 45. Tawa Shabah. Washa Kayara. La'a. Ya'akala. Ya'akal. Salaki. Bawa. Verse 46. Baba Yata. Akkad. Ya'akal. La'a. Tawatzad Ya'a. Man. Habayata. Man. Haba Shara. Khawatza. Wa'atzam. La'a. Tasha Barawa. Bawa. Verse 47. Kal. Arata. Yasra'al. Ya'ai Shawa. Atawa. Verse 48. Wakaya. Yagawa. Yes, like, yeah. Yagawa. Atak. Gura. Wa'isha. Pasak. La Yahweh. Hamawala, Lawa, Wakal, Zakara, Wa'azab, Yaquara, Wakarab, La'ai Shatawa, Yahawah, Ka'ai Zarak, Haratza, Wakal, Arala, La'a, Ya'akal, Bawa, verse 49, Tara'ai, Akkad, what's it like it? Akath, Yahayaha, La'ai Zarak, Walagar, Hagar, Bata, Wakakam, verse 50. Wayaish, Wayaish Wa, Kal, Benaiah, Yashra'al, Ka'ai Shara, Tzawa, Yahawah, Ath, Mashah, Wa'ath, Aharon, Khan, Ashawa. Verse 51. Wayahaya, Ba'ai Tzam, Hayawam, Hazah, Hawatizah, Yahawah, Ath, Benaiah, Yashra'al, Ma'aratizah, Matizah Rayam, Al, Yabatham, Salaki.
That's good.
Man. What we reading right now, what we were just reading, that is Hebrew. That's Hebrew what the brother's reading, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna go back to the English.
Well, we read in Hebrew. We read in the English here. Exodus 12:44. But every man's servant that is bought for money, when thou hast circumcised him, then shall he eat thereof.
Right. So this is telling you the only way they can eat of this if it's a servant that somebody has bought and they've been circumcised. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much like they have taken on, they're our possession, and so now they're taking on our customs.
Right.
So now they're able to eat of the lamb because, you know, that's our possession. You got it up.
Verse 45. A foreigner and a hired servant shall not eat thereof.
Read that again.
A foreigner.
What is a foreigner? What is a foreigner? We got a lot of those in the black community. Foreign is somebody who's not of your people.
Right.
So a foreigner, go ahead.
A foreigner and a hired servant.
And somebody that you hire to be a servant. Because this servant, 9 times out of 10, they were not of our people as well.
Right.
Well, 10 times out of 10, they were not of our people.
Right.
It was somebody we might have hired to do a job
Right.
for us. Like, depends on what it could have been. It could have been anything. But even the hired servant, go ahead.
Shall not eat thereof.
They were not even able to eat none of the unleavened bread or the lamb. Go ahead.
Verse 46. In one house shall it be eaten. Thou shalt not carry forth out of the flesh abroad out of the house.
Right. So we were supposed to eat all of this food in our house. And you were not supposed to bring any of this out. Go ahead.
Right. Neither shall ye break a bone thereof.
And that whole lamb that you roasted on that fire, you were not going to break any bone. You were just going to eat it as it is. That big lamb sitting up there cooking, you're going to eat it as it is. You're going to eat everything. Roasted with the herbs and everything. You're going to cut the meat off, but you ain't going to break no bones and take anything off. Go ahead.
Right. Verse 47. All the congregation of Israel shall keep it.
Who should keep it?
All the congregation of Israel shall keep it.
Now you got these disgusting heathens in 2022. Everybody's trying to keep the Passover. They think the Passover is like Christmas. They think the Passover is like Easter Sunday. Everybody can do it. It was a lady, the devil was telling me, she's like, yeah, me and my family keeping the Passover. I was just disgusted. I was in my head, I was like, if this was the kingdom of heaven, oof. Ooh. You'd be keeping the Passover in a boring,
That's right.
with nothing but no circulation, just the barn with no circulation.
Right.
Thank
And I'd be keeping the Passover in the ditch, covered with spikes on the top. That's where you'd be keeping the Passover at. But since we're falling away from our customs, everybody keeps the Passover, and they think that they're really the so-called biblical Jews, man. And you got these disgusting people over there in the land of Israel right now. I don't know what the hell they do to keep the Passover. They keep what? They got the bar mitzvah, they got the Passover.
Yeah.
You know,
COMCAST, I was gonna say, if I may,
you got it.
about I think I've heard of you a long time ago say they eat matzo balls and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's nowhere in the Bible. I seen them. That's them little fried little things, little fried.
Something like that.
They eat some of the most like hummus.
Right.
Like where's hummus in the Torah?
That ain't-
Like they take the hummus and eat it with the lamb and unleavened bread. I seen them do it. They had the unleavened bread. They had the lamb and they put hummus on it with all type of herbs and stuff. I was like, yo, what is that? They was like, it's hummus. I was like, what the hell is that? Chickpeas. Grounded up chickpeas. I was like, is that biblical? Oh, it's just something that we like to eat. You got it, Mark Dr.
Man, Shalom, man, and this is so heavy, man, because you know, like a lot of other these fake Israelite groups, you know what I'm saying, they mimic the Christian church.
Right.
Because now, you got, these fake Israelite
Right.
groups having mac and cheese, and, soul food at their Passover. I'll be looking like what's going on? But then I realized, like, dang, they just Christians.
That's
They
right.
don't- you know what I mean, like they have no understanding of what the Passover truly is and the true
Exactly.
meaning behind it.
Right.
How we're supposed to, conduct ourselves while in the Passover.
Damn right, you Mark Dr. Hand. Damn right. You're right. If you're in a fake Israelite group, you are in a church. What some of them people call themselves? Israelite United in Church. SHALAM. Church.
Not even church.
Church. What they say, if you're scared, go to church. Yeah, that's what scared go. They go to church. You know what I'm saying? Like Mark Dr. said, like the Most High told us to keep the Passover a certain type of way. But you got fake Israelite groups out there with the mac and cheese. Like you supposed to eat unleavened bread, you have to eat cornbread. What is that? Cornbread? Get that off my plate. You gotta say what I'm saying? You got it.
Out there eating cornbread, mashed potatoes, dressed like they on a goddamn choir, finna go sing. It's supposed to be wartime. You dressed in all purple or goddamn a robe. And like you finna go sing or something. No sword, no spike, no armband, no gun, nothing.
Right.
Not a tad bit of warriorness to it, man.
Right. They don't dress like they're for war. We dress like we are ready for war.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? People like to laugh. They see us with these glorious garments on.
Right.
I don't understand. When we came out of the land of Egypt, we were wearing the same thing. We were
Right.
swords on your side, staff in your hand, boots on your feet, ready to go.
Right.
We ain't in there with a suit on. Come on, man. Who left out of Egypt with a suit on? Suit, nice snake skins, big 40-gallon hat. Imagine you walking through Egypt and you got 20 sisters with 40-gallon hats on and high heels. Man, get out of here. You got it up.
Oh, God. And all the congregation of Israel shall keep it. And when a stranger shall sojourn with thee, and will keep the Passover to the Most High, let all his males be circumcised, and then let him come near and keep it.
Right. And if they do want to keep it, they have to keep everything that comes to our laws, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
You had to be circumcised. You had to do that. They were servants. You know what I'm saying? They were
Right.
strangers, but they had to do whatever it took. Whatever we did, they had to do.
Right.
Good.
Okay. Let him come near and keep it, and he shall be as one that is born in the land. For none uncircumcised person shall eat thereof. Verse 49. One law shall be to him that is homeborn, and unto the stranger that sojourneth among you.
Now this is showing you the difference. You know what I mean? This is showing you how you had a nation of Israel that was homeborn, that was born with the people, and then you had some that were sojourners, which were Israelites who didn't stay amongst the congregation. You know what I'm saying? They didn't stay amongst us. They might have moved somewhere else and decided to come back. They still were able to keep the Passover as well.
That's right.
Go ahead, you got it. So like,
Verse 50. Thus did all the children of Israel, as the Most High commanded Moses and Aaron, so did they. Verse 51. And it came to pass, the self same day, that the Most High did bring the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt by their armies.
he did what?
And it came to pass the self same day that the Lord did bring the children of Israel out of Egypt, out of the land of Egypt, by their armies.
Right, by their armies. He brought himself out of Egypt by their armies. Go ahead.
That's, you got to go back to the Tanakh. So,
Okay, come on, we go back to the Tanakh.
chapter 13, Tanakh. Go ahead.
Book of Exodus, chapter 13, verse 1. Way out the bar, Yahweh, Al, Mashah, La Amara, verse 2. Korash,
Kodash.
it's like Kodash, Laya, Kal, Bakal Wara, Pasak, Kal, Rakam, Babanaya, Yasra'ala, Ba'adam, Waba, Bahama, Laya, Hawa'ah, verse 3. Waya Amara, Masha, Al, Ha'am, Zakah, Wara, Ath, Hayawam, Hazah, Ashor, Yatazah, Atam, Mamatazah, Rayam, Maba, Yata, Abba, Dayam, Kaya, Baka, Zakwa, Yada, Hawataza, Ya'a, Yahaw, Ata, Atakam, Maza, Wala'a, Ya'a, Ya'akal, Chamatza, verse 4. Hayawam, Atam, Yatza, Ayam, Bakha, Bakhadash. There we go. Ha'abayaba, what's it like you? Ha'abayaba, verse 5. Wahayaha, verse 5, it's like it. Wahaya, Kaya, Yabai, Ya'ak, Yahawah, Al, Arataza, Haka, Na'anaya, Waha, Khathaya, Waha, Amaraya, Waha, Khawaya, Waha, Yaba, Wa, Saya, it's like it. Ashar, Nashabia, La'ai, Bata, Yaka, Latata, it's like it. Laka, Arataza, Zabath, Khalab, Wakalaba, Wadab, Wadabash, Wa'ai, Badata, Ath, Ha'ai, Bada, Haza'ath, Wacha, what's like it? Wachadash, Hazah, verse 6. Verse 6. Shaba'ath, Yamyam, the Akal, Matazath.
Go back there. Rick started 6 again. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Verse 6. Shaba'ath,
Shabbat.
Shaba'ath,
Yamayam. Yamayam.
Yamyam, Yamayam, Ta'akal, Matzath, Wabayawam, Hashab, Bayai, Bayaya, Chagab, Layahawa, verse 7, Matazawa, Yai called, Ath, Shabaath, Hayayam, Wala'ah, Yara'ah, Lakah, Chamatazah, Wala'ah, Yara'ah, Lakah, Ashar, Bakal, Gabalak. Let's see.
Clap it up for our brother. We're gonna go back to the English.
Back to the English. Exodus chapter 13. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 2, sanctify unto me all the firstborn, whatsoever opening the womb among the children of Israel, both man and of beast, it is mine. And Moses said unto the people, remember this day in which we came from Egypt, out of the house of bondage. For by strength of hand the Most High brought you out from this place. There shall no leavened bread be eaten. This day came out in the month of Abib, or Abib. Verse 5. And it shall be when the Lord shall bring thee into the land of the Canaanites, and the Hittites, the Amorites, the Hivites, the Jebusites, which he sware unto thy fathers, to give thee a land flowing with milk and honey, that thou shalt keep this service in this month.
All
Go
right.
back, start reading.
We're gonna start back from the top again.
Oh,
Salaki about that.
Verse 13. Exodus 13. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, sanctify unto me all the firstborn, whatsoever opening the womb among the children of Israel, both of man and of beast. It is mine.
Most High said, make sure you sanctify the firstborn of everything out of the nation of Israel.
Right.
The firstborn of the children and the firstborn of the beast. Because the Most High was going to establish something brand new with the children of Israel.
Aye.
Go ahead.
It is mine. Verse 3. And Moses said unto the people, remember this day.
Do what?
Remember this day
Go ahead.
in which ye came from out of Egypt. Came out from Egypt. Out of the house of bondage.
What does the word Egypt mean? Need some water or something? Some water. She's like, you got it, sis. Yeah, that's right. Get sis a hand. She's right. The word Egypt just means bondage. That's house of bondage. Bondage is slavery. The Lord said, remember you this day when you came out of slavery.
That's right.
Remember this. Don't forget the things that these Egyptians done to you, man. That's why they make it so hard for us to remember our history, because if we remember that we were the slaves in Egypt, we would look back on the slavery and captivity that we have been in America. And we'll think about how we got treated in the land of Egypt and how America done the same thing. And we would go back and start serving the Lord again. What do you think these brothers and sisters have done in the I.S.U.P.K? We found out that we were the children of Israel, and we started to go back and look at the history on us. We went back and read the book of the Exodus and seen the things that the Egyptians done to us, man.
That's right.
By putting us in slavery, man.
That's right.
Beating us, overworking us,
That's right.
oppressing us, giving us drugs, alcohol, killing our children like they do in the abortion. Do you know Egypt did abortions also?
That's right.
That's right.
Remember this. What do you call it?
Pharaoh.
The Pharaoh said, kill the children of the babies of the people of Israel. And then he got to a point, he said, just kill all the male children.
Right.
He said, just kill all the male children that are born. That's an abortion, man.
That's right. That's right.
When you kill a baby, that is called an abortion.
That's right.
Pharaoh did that. He took our children and murdered our kids, man. And the Lord remembered it.
Right.
And the same thing with America. The Lord remembers what you've done to our children. Do you know since the 70s, I got the number of how many abortions that have been committed by black women.
Dang.
Just since the 70s. Let me show you something that they don't tell our sisters, man. This is what they don't tell our sisters, man. All right, it says, this is the abortion consumer. It says, disproportionate Salakia. The leading consumer of abortion services is the African American female. And guess what we're about to do tomorrow? We're about to celebrate Mother's Day tomorrow. But this is what they're saying in the CBC. They're saying the leading consumer of the abortion services is the African American female. But tomorrow, black women, not in the I.S.U.P.K, but black women in America are going to want you to tell them Happy Mother's Day. When this article is saying the leading consumer of abortions is the African American female.
Right.
Is the mother, is the goddess, is the queen.
Right.
She is the leading services of the abortion rate, man. And it says, according to the 2011 abortion surveillance report issued by the Center for Disease Control, black women make up 14% of the childbearing population, yet attain 36.2% of reported abortions. Do you understand what that means? We're only 14%, but we make up 36.2% of the abortion rate. That is that's mass genocide.
Right.
It's not even that many women, but they're having the most abortions.
Right.
You got it, Mark Douglas.
So like, man, good night, man. That's some heavy information right there. What not a lot of people realize is, it's about to be summer.
Oh,
It's about to be hot girl summer. You understand? And while, everybody thinking about, this quote unquote Mother's Day, you understand? Think about those mothers that aborted babies and then going out to have a hot girl summer. Or aborting babies and then messing around, have more babies being aborted over and over and over again, man. You understand? I think back to, YAHANNA class that he just had, and man, he was pulling out some heavy information, man. You understand? I don't want to go too deep into it, you understand, for time's sake. But man, it's just so mind blowing of how, Christianity brainwashes black females, man.
Right.
You understand? Because Christianity will have a black female thinking that, oh man, she have a baby, oh, it was an accident. I mean, come on now, sis. She's like, I'm not going,
right.
go too much in detail. We got kids in here, but you know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like in other words, you understand? And of course, once the, like the liquor, the drugs, and all those other things, come in a suit. They know what they doing with those as well too.
Damn right.
So it's like, Christianity makes you, think like a child. You understand?
That's right.
That's
And another thing that Christianity makes you do is it makes the black woman thinks that she's above the man.
Right.
And of course that's nowhere in the scriptures.
Damn right.
Nowhere whatsoever in the scriptures. And we about to, us as Americans, talking about black spanking Native Indians, we're about to observe a day and we don't even know what it's truly about.
Right.
You understand? All because we want to feel special. All because we want to make the black female feel like she's above, or this is her quote unquote day.
Right.
So like I'll be long with it, but I'm gonna stop right there. So like,
Get Mark Douglas your hand. That is heavy, man. He said Christianity makes you think like a child. And thinking like a child, guess what? Children feel like they're not accountable for certain things.
right.
And guess what? Some kids are not accountable. They're kids. But listen, like Mark Douglas said, when you lay down, you know what you're doing.
Right.
You know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna read the rest of the. You had something you want to say, Sean? You got it.
Something small, even with these conspiracy theories, and they say, population control. Sisters is out here killing and aborting babies. There's no conspiracy. You're doing it.
Nah. Hey, give that brother a hand. Like you said, that's so heavy that you said that, because nobody looks at Planned Parenthood is a conspiracy theory. They just think that's just a part of life. But let me. Oh, you got it.
It's like,
got it, sir.
it's like it, sir. I'm gonna say, goddamn, also Mardaki said, well, it's hot girl summer, and the liquor and the alcohol kick in. They know what they doing. Ashaya Allah's talking about goddamn the conspiracy theory. Well, goddamn Plan B, having Plan B. That's a goddamn abortion right there. Really. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Christianity make them so dumb to the point they don't even, they feel like they need to be the biggest harlot out here to the point they don't want to get pregnant but don't have much, you know what I'm saying? You know, we too expensive, got kids in here. You know what I'm saying? But they just want to do all that and make it seem like, you know what I'm saying, everything good. But that's abortion too in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? You gonna Plan B and can't have no eggs and killing them right on the spot, you know?
So go get nasty and get terrified and go buy the Plan B.
Right.
You can't, Plan A ain't working, so it has to be a Plan B.
Right.
Plan A is the abortion. Plan A ain't working. Plan A, I can't do Plan A. I'm just gonna do Plan B.
Hey.
I'm reading the rest of this, and we can go back to the scripture. Salaka. It says, according to the 2011 abortion surveillance report issued by the Center for Disease Control, black women make up 14% of childbearing population, yet obtain 36.2% of reported abortions. Black women have the highest abortion ratio in the country, with 474 abortions per 1,000 live births. It says percentages at these levels illustrated that more than 19 million black babies have been aborted since 1973.
Yeah.
19 million black babies have been murdered. And you don't think the Lord is going to come back and repay America for what they did?
Wow.
These are not people, but these are defenseless children.
Right.
Defenseless babies that have been murdered. You want us to show remorse for Ukraine when y'all sitting up here, y'all have murdered 19 million black babies since the 70s, man. What's the black population in America? It's like 20-something million? 40 million?
I'll look it up, sir.
Yeah, look that up, Baba Kashar, if you could.
Man.
African American population.
Oh, African American population? You got it, Josh? Oh.
Oh, slush.
Okay.
No, I'll look it up here.
I think I got it right here.
Yeah.
All right. Since 2019, it's been an estimated of 41.99 million black people in America, African Americans.
Wow.
So you mean to tell me half of our population has been murdered due to the abortions? Like, imagine if we had that 19 million right now. It'd be
Right.
66 something. It'd be 60 something million black people in America right now, man.
Right.
These people are wicked, man.
Right.
And it's time we wake up and realize what we are dealing with, man.
That's right.
These people have killed 19 million babies since the 70s, man.
Right.
And you want us to love everybody?
Right. You got
This
it.
is like this so slight too out of one. For them to sit here and tell sisters, they could be out here just laying up doing whatever they want to do and belittling themselves. Turn around and tell them they can have an abortion. Sisters really don't see that. Yo,
Right.
you're creating yourself into trash.
That's
you're,
it.
You're garbage. Like, and you really think you hold yourself up to a high standard, but sis, you ain't right. You're not nothing.
Right. Sisters in the world, don't hold yourself so high at standards, man.
Right.
Like, listen, if you had an abortion, don't have another abortion.
Right.
Don't murder your baby because America tells you can't.
Right.
Look, America, you can go jump off a plane. You can jump out of a plane right now. You ain't gonna do that, are you? You ain't gonna do that. You can put a gun in your head. You ain't gonna do that. But you think it's right to murder your baby? Give that baby a chance to live. That baby's innocent, man. That baby can't speak or anything. You got it,
Sir, if I could say something
Come on.
also to add on to it is, you can blame these wicked Christian preachers for sitting up here allowing, they tell the congregation, they don't teach them anything. And then they go out and then they have a baby and then they tell them to get rid of it. And they go with Margaret Sanger programs and they even bring Planned Parenthood to their churches.
And they do.
They open up the doors for these people.
It's a Christian pastor that's in Atlanta right now who says he agrees with Planned Parenthood.
Right.
And this is what people don't understand when it comes to Christianity. When that pastor looks you in your face and tell you nobody can be perfect,
Right.
he's giving you an excuse.
That's it.
He's giving you he's giving you a way to make excuses for yourself. So when she goes and kills that baby, guess what she thinks in the back of her head?
Right.
Nobody can be perfect.
Right.
And kill the baby. I've seen the results of what abortions do to sisters. I've seen sisters who have had abortions and how it destroys them mentally. How it took one sister 10 years just to get her mental sanity back.
Dang.
Went out there and warred with so many men because she felt like she was nothing.
Right.
She killed her baby and felt like she was nothing. So from the age of 16 until maybe 24, 25, she was just one of the biggest whores. Not the biggest whore, because we know who the biggest whore is. Like, white women, I'm just saying. That, you know. But this sister had went out there and started to do the same thing, man.
Right.
Until she got to a point where she just slowed down. But abortions destroy sisters mentally. And it destroys men also. Because guess what? What about them late nights when they're by themselves and they thinking about, what if the baby was here? What would I be doing right now if my baby was right here, right now in my arms? You know what I'm saying? You got to shout out.
Too, even when a man, you know what I'm saying, just previous, experience when I was 18, that really would make you be picky and very, choose. Really pick what woman you choose to even stick your rod in, because it comes to a point to where, is it my child, or I can't never trust a woman. In all reality, all women ain't the same, but when you go through that one little, traumatic era, it's like, man, I can't trust nobody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I wanted my baby, but my baby ain't here because you wanted to be selfish.
And you're right, that is a selfish act to kill that baby, man. That is selfish. That baby wants to live, man. Like, I'm gonna tell you something. Here in the I.S.U.P.K. underneath Commander General YAHANNA, we take children.
That's right.
Like, we will, if that child, you might not want to have the child, don't abort the baby.
Right.
Have the baby, let us help you through your pregnancy. Let us house you and everything. Let us do what you need to be done. And guess what? We'll take that baby and raise that baby. You ain't gonna have to worry about that baby smoking cigarettes, smoking weed, prostituting themselves. You ain't gonna have to worry about any of that. We're going to take that child and raise that baby correctly. You got it.
And also, sir, if I can say this, slavery. The white people have put us in such a quagmire, stick of mud. Just we can't move. We don't understand who we are, and so therefore, the white Edomites out here in slavery has told us have said who we are.
Right.
And then instead of reading the Bible and the Most High telling you who we are, the blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians, and you have pride and dignity about yourself, man, and a lot of respect, and you'll understand that when you have a baby, okay, that's your husband now. A lot of things we just don't know in the Bible, and we learn. The white men, and they say, oh, look at you, that we got a family, but you don't.
Right.
That's kind of stuff that white people have taught, and then they say, now go preach this in the churches.
Right.
And this is kind of stuff that we go on, and this stuff needs to stop, man. We need to come to a point of the grip that, our women need to be proud of themselves and happy that they got a man taking care of that child now.
Damn right.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
You got it, Sean.
So like, so man, I was just saying, like, man, this land so wicked, man. You got proud whores out here, male and women. You know what I'm saying? A woman, I tell y'all, real, she get pregnant, she gonna have an abortion. Now, real nowadays, it's like 1 + 1 nowadays.
Damn.
The male, you see this on our males, they having sex one night stands. They'll help the woman get an abortion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We just so destroyed in this damn land here.
Destroy it. Exactly.
Destroy it.
Destroy it.
And I've heard brothers say that when I was in the hood in the trap, when I was coming up out of the street, I don't heard brothers say that to women, like being in the hood. And like the scripture said, oppression make a wise man mad.
Right.
That's the whole point of being oppressed. You so oppressed, brothers are terrified to be on child support.
Right.
They see what I'm from a small town, right? I'm from Greenville, but I moved to a small town at a certain age, and I seen child support oppress men horribly.
Wow.
I'm to my brothers were just, I don't know. It's just like the child support was so much hell. Like brothers couldn't get ahead, man, especially in that small town. You got it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the same for me as well too. You know what I'm saying? Growing up in Illinois, you know, like a lot of people look at Illinois and they just think, you know, Chicago.
Right.
You know, but you know, I'm from like the you know, like the second largest, you know, state in Illinois. It's a you know, city called Peoria, Illinois. But you know, it's so segregated. You know what I'm saying? Like even even you know within the city limits. And like what you bring up is so heavy, you understand? Because I remember growing up, and like the high school, right before I went to college, and I would see brothers, you understand, have a baby, and females just be so wicked, and they put them on child support, and now that brother is strung out on drugs now, you understand? Because they can't get over it, you understand?
Right.
And that was real popular, you understand, back in that day. And I'm pretty sure that Officer Bunn seen it as well too. And I'm pretty sure we all have. You know what I'm saying? As far as how wicked America truly is. You know what I'm saying, when it comes to what's the word I'm looking for? Bringing the black man down. You know what I'm saying? Like, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Bringing the black man down to the point where it's like, man, like, he can't even really, you know what I'm saying, think for himself. Yeah. He got to rely on the alcohol. He got to rely on drugs. He got to rely on, getting another female pregnant and praying that, she don't do the same thing to him. Right. You understand? He got to rely on, joining a white man's army. You understand? So he can, finally say that he's, quote unquote big and bad, and that he's actually doing something. Right. But in all reality, you know what I'm saying, these sisters truly need to be re-educated, man. Right, man. Right.
I think Sister Shariah.
So you got sis.
I just wanted to share something real quick. When me and my other one were married when we were really young in the world, a lot of my friends, female friends that I was cool with from high school, were having babies around the same time that we were having babies. Right. A lot of them were married or had been with the same person since high school, and they were having kids. And they would tell me they was pregnant. I'm like, okay, all right, we're gonna have a baby together. But then, like a few weeks later, I would find out them and their husband decided to abort the child because it was a boy. What? Wow. So it's like almost all of them, and at that time I had quite a few friends, but almost all of them came together and decided because it was a boy, they were gonna abort it. So.
Nice.
People are destroyed. It's like
Hosea 4:6. Our people are destroyed
for lack of knowledge. Destroyed. So,
nice. Like you being in the UPK, being in the truth, man. Because there's only one truth. That's right. It ain't multiple truths, but being in the UPK and being in the truth, man, you start to realize how wicked abortions are, man. Like you really go out there and spend money to kill you. You pay somebody to murder your baby. Right. You put a hit on your own child. Dang. You sit down and you sign a legal contract for somebody to put a hit out on your baby. You are a murderer, man. Right. You are a murderer. And sisters and brothers need to hear, because there are brothers who partake in this also. Come on, girl, you know we can't have a baby. Why are you trying to do me like this? I've seen a brother beat a sister down when I was in the world, man, because she did not want to have an abortion. She didn't want to have an abortion, and he flipped out because I'm not saying what he did was right, because nobody should be putting their hands on a woman. But now I'm older and I think about the reason why he did it. It's horrible. It's horrible. Like, he's so oppressed and so terrified of being on child support. And like Shayala said, you should be careful on who you decide to make your wife. Because sex is marriage. Right. Like, he should have thought about it before he married his sister. Knowing that the sister ratchet and wild and she do whatever she wants to do. Like, he didn't want to have a baby by her because he knew she was going to put him on child support. Like, she was bragging about it. Watch this. As soon as I had a baby, you going right on And I've seen that. I've seen sisters have the baby. The next week she's at the hospital, she's up there signing the brother to be on child support. Like this, come on, man. This place has to be destroyed, man. So like, if we gonna fool around and have class, let's get back to Sabbath service.
He said,
Hey, what was it?
well, House of Bondage, verse 3.
Verse 3.
That's 23.
That's right, 13:3. Sloppy, sir. Exodus 13:3. And Moses said, is that right? Yeah. And Moses said unto the people, remember this day in which ye came out from Egypt, out of the house of bondage, for by strength of the hand of the Lord brought you out from this place. There shall no leavened bread be eaten.
Right. Go ahead.
And this day came ye out in the month of Abib. That's like April, isn't it, sir? I think it is. I think that's what Abib means. You can look it up.
Let me look that up.
And it shall be when the Lord shall bring thee into the land of the Canaanites, and the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, which he sware unto the fathers to give to thee, a land flowing with milk and honey.
We land flowing with milk and honey. Guess what? We trying to get that land back.
Right.
That is the land of Israel.
Yeah,
Guess
right.
what? We gonna get it back.
That's right.
You heathens enjoy yourself. Y'all might laugh at the I.S.U.P.K, but guess what? We are the Lord's army, man.
Damn right.
We are the Lord's army. The Lord didn't never deal with large amounts of people, you know.
Right.
He never get a bunch of people in purple, in bathrobes, shower curtains. What some people got their garments made out of? Shower curtains, grandma's curtains. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't dealing with that. He's dealing with real warriors, man.
Right.
Real warriors that understand their people.
Right.
And guess what? The I.S.U.P.K is the Lord's army underneath Commanding General YAHANNA.
Damn right. Exactly right. Exactly right. Flowing with milk and honey, that thou shalt keep this service in this month.
Right?
7 days shalt thou eat unleavened bread.
And we just got through celebrating the Feast of Unleavened Bread.
Damn
That's
right.
right.
7 days, no bread in your house. Nothing
Right.
with yeast in it.
Right.
All that stuff out of your house. Brothers made it. Like, listen, people don't understand. It's a big sacrifice when you get keep them days of unleavened bread, man.
Right.
Cause you gotta go in your house and throw
God.
everything away that has leaven in it.
Right.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Them kids love them chicken nuggets. Guess what? It's in the trash. Brothers don't throw away so much food that they're like, hey, it's worth it to keep the Lord happy, man. To serve the Lord. Go ahead.
7 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread, and in the 7th day shall be a feast to the Most High.
All right, a feast to the Most High. Go ahead.
Verse 7. The unleavened bread shall be eaten 7 days, and there shall be no leavened bread be seen with thee. Neither shall there be leaven seen with thee in all thy quarters. Verse 8. Finish reading, sir.
Come on.
And thou...
Well, Salaki, nah, we ain't gonna finish reading this already.
Okay.
11:57, men of Israel. Stand. All right, we're gonna blow this far.
Like Charlotte.
Like
Yeah,
Shalom.
All right. We gonna cover the scrolls. All right, we're gonna turn and face the east. We're gonna begin with the Lord's Prayer.
Lord's Prayer. Abanawa,
Abanawa.
Shemaya, Rash, I.S.U.P.K, Yahweh, Malakwata, Taba'ah, Ratazaya, Asha, Rataza, Gawa, Shamayam, Nathan, Nanawa, Lekam, Koyawam, Masalakinawa, Nawawapinawa, Masalakinawa, Nawawapinawa, Wala'ah, Nabaayanawa, Manasayawan, Abal, Awashayanawa, Mayan, Rai, Naya, Lakad, Amalakwath, Wahala, Wahataparaf, La'alayam. Aman.
What we just said in the English was, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever so be it. Amen.
What up? Cut the power, Yahweh. But Shimmy Hawashah, Babukusha, Namthan Nawa, Akak, Larapa I, Kalmalaka, Kalmarawa, Akak, Latahar, Amatazarium, Akak, Ahakwium, Amathium, Akak, Arakawath, Amatala, Lagarsham, but Shimmy Hawashah, the water, Aman.
What we just said in the English was, Lord, in the name of Yahawashi. Please give us the power. The power to heal all manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahawashi. Thank you, so be it.
Bless Israel. Yahweh, Bashimi Hawashai, Barak Nanawa, Washarallah, Wayabayaf, Sarapai, Barak, Rapa'ah, Magan, Bashimi Hawashai, the water, Aman.
What we just said in the English was, Lord, in the name of Yahawashi, bless us in Israel, in the school, bless, heal, shield, protect, our loved ones, in the name of Yahawashi, thank you, so be it.
Psalms 121. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Aharariam, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Azariah, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Asha, Ashamam, Aharataza, Ayatan, Lamawat, Galyaka, Ayanawam, Shamarka, Anala'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yashan, Yashamar, Yasharala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Ayai, Yamyadka, Yamumam, Ashamash, La'ah, Yahweh, Wayarak, Wayalayah, Yahweh, Washamarka, Makarai, Shamar, Afna Pachka, Yahweh, Washarak, Shamar, Tasaatka, Waba'atwa, Ma'atwa, Wa'adai, Wa'alam.
What we just said in the English was, I will lift up my eyes to the hills. From whence come my help? My help come from the Lord. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel. Shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day. Nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out. And thy coming in. From this time forth. And even forevermore.
Wow. Psalms 83. Alahayam, Adamaya, Laka, Athakarash, Ayol, Shakwat, All, Kayahanna, Yahabatika, Yahama, Yahawan, Ra'ash, Alaka, Yarmawa, Sawada, Wayatha, Yatazawa, Altazawanyaka, Armawa, Layaka, Wanakakadam, Magaya, Wala'a, Yakazar, Sham, Yasharala, Wada, Kaya, Natazawa, Naba, Yakadwa, Alyaka, Bariaf, Yakawathwa, Halia, Adwa, Wa, Shamash, Lahayam, Mawaba, Wagariam, Gabol, Mamawan, Wamalak, Malashat, I'm Shabika, Kazawar, Gama Shawar, Alawa, Imam, Awiwa, Zarawai, Labanya Lawat, Sala'ai, Asha, Aham, Kamadian, Kasaya, Sara'ah, Kayabian, Panakal, Kakwashwan, Nashamadwa, Bayan, Da'arab, Ayawab, Daman, La Dama, Shayatamwa, Nadawa, Yam, Mawa, Kara, Wakazaba, Wakazal, Mana'a, Call Nasakamwa, Ashar, Amawa, Ashar, Shanawa, Af, Nawaf, Alhayam, Halia. Shawatamwa, Gaya, the Quash, the Panya, Raka'ah, the Ba'ari, Ira, Wakaba, Talahat, Ariwam, Kol, the Radakma, the Arif, Wasaba, Bavga, the Bahalam, Mala'ah, Panyaham, Kalawan, Waya, Kwashwa, Shamka, Hawa, Bashwa, Waya, Bahalwa, Ai, Waya, Karapa, Waya, Abawa, Wayadawa, Kaya, Ata, Shamka, Yahawa, Nabatka, Ayawan, Akal, Rataza.
What we just said in the English was, keep not thy silence.
Keep not thy silence.
Almost, so like, oh God.
Oh God.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
Be not still.
But lo thy enemies.
Lo thy enemies.
Make a tumult.
Make a tumult.
And they that hate thee.
And they that hate thee.
And lifted up their head.
Lifted up their heads.
They have taken crafty counsel.
They have taken crafty counsel.
Against thy people.
Against thy people.
They consulted against thy hidden ones.
Consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said.
They have said,
Come.
Let
us cut them off.
Let us cut them off.
Being a nation.
Being a nation.
In the name of Israel.
In the name of Israel.
May be no more remembrance.
May be no more remembrance.
For they have consulted together.
For they have consulted together.
With one consent.
One consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
Tabernacles of Edom.
Tabernacles of Edom.
And the Ishmaelites.
And the Ishmaelites.
Of Moab.
Moab.
And the Hagarenes.
And the Hagarenes.
Gabal. And Ammon.
And Ammon.
And Amalek.
And Amalek.
The Philistines.
Philistines.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
The inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur also is joined with them.
Ashur is also joined with them.
They are hoping the children of Lot.
They are hoping the children of Lot.
Salah. Do unto them.
Do unto them.
As unto the Midianites.
As to the Midianites.
As to Sisera.
As to Sisera.
As to Jabin.
As to Jabin.
At the brook Kasan.
The brook Kasan.
Which perished at Endor.
Which perished at Endor.
They became as dung from the earth.
They became as dung of the earth.
Make their nobles like a rib.
Make their nobles like a rib.
And like Zeb.
Like Zeb.
Yea. All the princes as Zabah.
All the princes as Zabah.
And as Zamuna.
And as Zamuna.
Who said?
Said.
Let us take to ourselves.
Let us take to ourselves
The houses of the Most High in possession.
the house of the Most High in possession.
Oh, the Most High.
Almost high.
Make them like they will.
Make them like a will.
As the stomach before the wind.
As the stumble for the wind.
As the fire burneth the wood.
The fire burned the wood.
And the flames set the mountains on fire.
The flames set the mountains on fire.
Persecute them.
Persecute them.
With thy tempest.
With thy tempest.
And make them afraid.
Make them afraid.
With thy storm.
With thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame.
That they may seek thy name.
That they may seek thy name.
O Lord.
O Lord.
Let them be confounded.
Let them be confounded.
In trouble.
In trouble.
Forever.
Forever.
Yea. Let them be put to shame.
Let them be put to shame.
And perish.
And perish.
That men may know.
Men may know.
That thou.
That thou.
Whose name alone.
Whose name alone.
Is Yahweh.
Is Yahweh.
Are the Most High.
Are the Most High.
Over all the earth.
Over all the earth.
Men of Israel, we're going to turn. We're going to prepare to salute the Torah, men of Israel. All right.
Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Barakyah.
How about Shem Yahushua Barakyah?
Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakyah. Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakyah.
Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Barakyah.
Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Barakyah.
Alright, I'll put the scrolls back down. Does anybody want to be anointed before we close out? Come on. Alright, Mark, can you step up? Okay, anybody want to be anointed? Sisters want to go first?
Hey, you got to use your thumb. Want some cooking? Yeah, you may have.
You step up, princess.
Yeah, as long as it come out, that's all that matters.
What did you do, sisters? Since you good, sis? Alright.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Go to Rashard. Let me know what's going on. Just like so. It's like
Only the men behind here are going to repeat what we say. All right. Yabarak Yahweh.
Yabarak Yahweh.
Washamarka.
Washamarka.
Ya'ar Yahweh.
Ya'ar Yahweh.
Panyawa.
Panyawa.
Auyaka.
Auyaka.
Wayakanka.
Wayakanka.
Yasha'ar Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Panyawa.
Panyawa.
Auyaka.
Auyaka.
Wayashamyaka.
Wayashamyaka.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bahashim.
Bahashim.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapa'ah.
Rapa'ah.
Magan.
Magan.
Hagan.
Hagan.
Adana. Adana. Adana.
Adara.
Adara. Adara. Bahashim Yahweh Shai.
Hashem Yahushua.
The water Aman.
Water Aman.
What we just said was, so like it. Yahweh bless thee and keep thee. Yahweh make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yahweh lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai, bless, heal, shield, and protect. Anybody else? Or that's it? Okay. Two brothers. All right, only the men back here are going to repeat what we say. Yabarak Yahweh.
Yabarak Yahweh.
Washamarka.
Shamarka.
Ya'ar Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Panyawa.
Panyawa.
Auyaka.
Auyaka.
Wayakanka.
Wayakanka.
Yasha'ah.
Yasha'ah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Panyawa.
Panyawa.
Auyaka.
Auyaka.
Washamyaka.
Washamyaka.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bahashim.
Bahashim.
Yahweh Shai.
Shai.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapa'ah.
Rapa'ah.
Magan.
Magan.
Hagan.
Hagan.
Shah.
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 Kazamar.
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 Kazamar. Bahashim Yahweh Shai.
Hashem Yahushua.
The water Aman.
The water
What we
Aman.
just said was Yahweh bless thee and keep thee. Yahweh make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yahweh lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai, bless, heal, shield, and protect. All right. Men of Israel, we're going to do one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Majim Shabbat, Barak, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Barakatham. Men of Israel, we're going to turn and face the sisters. We're going to do one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Amadim Shabbat, Barak, Yahweh Shemal Bashem Yahushua, Yazamatah, dismiss.